Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Warm and cool, comfort and confidence. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
When you think of places with tons of great beer selections and amazing food menu in Omaha, the conversation should start and end with Bearschen Beer Garden in Benson. With more than 30 beers on tap, including several German options, you're sure to find something you like. And don't forget their Nashville hot chicken sandwich or any of their delicious hamburgers. Start off with the warm house-made pretzels and you're on to a great day at Bearschen Beer Garden in the heart of Benson in Omaha.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick, Rico, hanging out with you as usual on a Friday. Hello, Rico.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going great, Steve.
You seem like you're in kind of a mood today.
You always think I'm in a mood.
Am I incorrect today? Are you feeling okay? Did you have to sleep on the floor in your daughter's room again?
No, I slept on the couch with KJ this
Oh no. What percentage of the nights do you sleep in your own bed?
Are we just going by like a week?
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
7 days?
Yeah, that's fine. Are you talking like 3 out of the 7, 4 out of the 7?
Probably like 3.
Wow.
4 in a good week.
Is that normal? 402-464-5685, the Honda Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line. Both open for you guys the entire show.
Is that normal, or do Rico's kids suck?
Well,
that's what you're saying.
It would be more so, does Rico just suck?
Do I baby my kids?
Yeah. Are you tough on? Would you consider yourself a tough father?
Yes.
Rico.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
You know what else a tough father does?
What?
Wants sleep.
Yeah, I understand.
And when you tell your daughter to sleep downstairs in her own room and you take her downstairs, you go to leave and she starts screaming and crying. Guess what? Nobody's sleeping. So
gotcha.
You lay down on the floor and you get some sleep.
Okay.
Also, I was told to enjoy this because when she's like 13 or whatever, she's like, get out of my room. So,
that's a very good point. You have to enjoy this.
So it's fine.
So anyway,
I'll sleep on the Baby Yoda pillow.
Well, I just asked that you're not in a mood when you come into work.
I'm not. You always think I'm in a mood.
402-46.
I'm not chipper.
Well, hey, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line, both open for you guys the entire show today, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951. We got a loaded show for you guys today, as we'll be joined by Zack Carpenter of Inside Nebraska at 1:30. We're going to be doing weekend picks per usual on Fridays.
The huge.
And there's not a whole lot of great games this weekend. Rico, what?
No.
I need to change. I need to move. I need to change. Once I just said the wrong word. It happens a lot, so I don't know why you're beside yourself.
I'm not. Why are you so mad at me today?
Hey, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's because people before us turn up the heat.
It's so hot here right now.
We can outwardly say this because it's factual. Here's the deal. these the people before us, the people in the studio before us,
Hooligans.
you know who you are. You don't have to crank up the heat 8 degrees for it to get warmer in here.
It's so hot in here right now.
So normally we keep the thermostat in here set at 66.
Yep.
Just for context. I walk in and it is set to 74 and the heat is on. This is not a big space that takes forever to heat up.
Nope.
It is hot.
Takes a little bit to cool down though.
Yes, it is hot in here because we have the heat turned on and it was up to 74 degrees. So then when we get in here, we turn it back to where, frankly, Mrs. Pearson wants it.
Yep.
And that's at 66 degrees.
Yep.
And so we're just working on it. It gets up into your brain.
It's a little toasty.
Yeah, it's a little toasty. But once again, 402-464-5685. Let's talk Nebraska, Maryland here, because Nebraska obviously getting ready to face off against the Terps tomorrow at 11 a.m. Just a reminder, get your Peacock application and our subscription activated and ready to go for tomorrow morning's game. When you also get that, there's a couple good college basketball games on Peacock tonight. Ohio State hosts the top 15 team. Wisconsin hosts number 9 Tennessee tonight. So there's a couple additional, sporting events that you're going to get in that package if you decide to subscribe to Peacock. But when you look at tomorrow's game, I want to know this because we're gonna play a clip from Mike Locksley's press conference here in a second when he was previewing Nebraska. But this is also a Maryland team that's coming off of a 51-15 loss to the Penn State Nittany Lions, right? And it feels like that game was a lot like Nebraska's 45-7 loss to Michigan. And what I mean by that is no team in college football should be, or technically is, 38 points or more better than you, right? And what I mean, if you look at that Nebraska-Michigan game, a lot of that was on Nebraska's issues. Similar to Mike Locksley, who believes that 51-15 deciding game between them and the Penn State Nittany Lions last Saturday, a lot of them was on and because of things Maryland did or didn't do. And so when you look at Nebraska and Maryland, it feels like they're a very similar program. One side of the ball is really, really talented. The other side is somewhat dragging behind a little bit, and they are opposite. Maryland's offense is usually really good and can be explosive. Nebraska's is not. And then vice versa. Nebraska's defense can shut teams down. Maryland sometimes struggles with that. Now, when you look at what Maryland needs to do, here's what Mike Locksley said on offense. And it resonates with what Nebraska really needs to do on offense. And I thought this is something, see some of the parallels between a Maryland offense that needs to get their playmakers the ball and a Nebraska offense that, do we know who the playmakers are? And so get ready, 402-464-5685, because I'm going to have a question for you guys after we hear Mike Locksley.
We've got explosive players. What we've got to do is obviously most of our explosiveness comes from the perimeter players. We've got to be able to protect a little bit, but also a guy's got to make a play and make a guy miss. And we've got explosive players still. I mean, we're still the same team in terms of the types of players, but what we've got to do now is generate them and we've got to put them in the best position as coaches with how we call it. We've also have to make sure that our best players are touching the football. And I don't think right now, when you look and see Roman Hemby having 7 touches and, Caden Prather having however many he had in that game and Jay Sean Jones, we have to make sure we're keeping those players involved with how we call it and not just call plays because they are good schematic plays, but good schematic plays, they get our best players the ball. And usually when you get your best player the ball, they make plays for you. So it's just a matter of a few of those things.
So when you heard especially that last part.
I like that last part.
That last part of we need to get our best players the ball and not worry. Basically.
See if I can get it.
Player the ball.
Just a little earlier.
And usually when you get your best player the ball, they make plays for you. So it's just a matter of a few of those things.
So, and even a little bit before that, he mentions you have to get your best players the football. And he mentioned a couple guys by name. Hemby, their starting running back, only had a few touches against Penn State. Same with Prather as well. And Talia Tagovailoa actually started that game 16 of 16 through the air. But you wouldn't notice it when you see a 51-15 deciding score.
Yeah, you look at his stats, and it looks like they would have won that game.
So you and here's the difference maker, and this is once again another parallel between Maryland and Nebraska. Maryland had 4 turnovers last Saturday. Maryland struggles to hold on to the football. And on a day tomorrow where the wind is going to be prevalent, what is it, 18 to 20 mile an hour winds?
Something like that.
53 degrees, I think, is what the temperature at kickoff is going to be.
It's actually, aside from the wind.
From the wind.
Straight and Midwestern vibes.
But,
aside from the wind, it's a pretty nice day.
And so I guess my point is this. With Maryland and how Mike Loxley just said that about best players need to get the ball, and you need to figure out a way as coaches to get your best players the ball. I think Maryland has a better idea of who those guys are than maybe Nebraska does. And this is then the question for you guys. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line. And I'll probably ask Zach this here in about 15 minutes when we talk to him on the phone. But in crunch time, who do you go to? Tomorrow, on a day when Nebraska might score 17, maybe, might score 14. If Nebraska finds themselves in a one-possession game like they have in weeks past, and they've luckily figured out ways to I guess, avoid disaster and avoid heartbreak for a couple of those weeks, who do you go to? Because like last week then against Michigan State, there was no plan. And there wasn't a whole lot of urgency either.
So I push back a little bit where I think Nebraska knows who they want to go to. I just don't think they're very good at getting the ball to those players. And also, there's one player that I think they need to go to more, and they just refuse to for whatever reason, and that would be Emmett Johnson. But I think in my eyes, you don't know, like we don't know who they want to go to, but it seems as if Heinrich Harburg obviously is option 1A. His legs are option 1A. But when he does decide to throw the ball, you've seen him target Fedoni the most.
Yep.
And Malachi towards the end of that game was getting a lot of targets, and they were trying to get the ball in his hands. And, I mean, Alex Bullock has been the one receiver that started the season that is still starting. I mean, Billy Kemp is back now. But to me, it's Fedoni, Coleman, and possibly when he's fully healthy, maybe Billy Kemp. But it's hard to get them the ball because your quarterback has been so inaccurate, and you have these playmakers on the outside, kind of like what Loxley said. And Nebraska, I mean, you've heard Rule and company say it multiple times. They want to get the guys out in space. They want to get their playmakers the ball to let them do their thing. They just can't get it to them.
I think, but I mean, think about some of those names you said, though, Rico. Emmett Johnson is what, in his third or fourth game?
Oh, yeah. Second year.
Third or fourth game?
Yeah.
Malachi Coleman, same situation, third game. Heinrich Harburg has looked more and more indecisive at times each week.
In his 7th game now.
Yeah. I mean, he's played in all of them.
As a starter.
As a quarterback.
Yeah.
Right? But that's my thing. Is like Nebraska in years past, it was 100% Samori Toure when you needed to play. 1,000% Amir Abdullah when you needed to play. 1,000% Trey Palmer when you needed to play. And frankly, those guys were able to go out and make a play for you.
I mean, the season and this is the hard part with the injuries. Without the injuries, you know who they're going to go to. They're handing the ball off to Gabe Irvin, and they're looking for either IGC or Marcus Washington. But right now, with those injuries, you're playing, 2-3 freshmen are starting at wide receiver. A redshirt freshman is starting at running back. A redshirt sophomore is starting at quarterback. Due to the injuries and the lack of good play from some other positions, you've had to go deep into your roster to find people. And maybe these guys later on down the line are going to be the guys that you target, the guys that you're looking for in those crunch time moments. But right now, you've kind of got to force feed him. So right now you're looking at Malachi Coleman. Maybe he wasn't ready to play this year. Maybe he was. But right now you're looking at him. You're like, dude, we need you to step up. We need you to do this. Thomas Fedoni and Heinrich Harburg have this rapport with each other. So he looks for him damn near every single time he drops back to pass. The problem is the defense knows that now. And they're keeping him from getting the ball. So now Heinrich has to go through his progressions, which is something that, again, not to be rude, he's not very good at right now. So Nebraska's put in this odd situation where they know what they have to do. They know who they want to get the ball to. They just can't do it.
Yeah, I mean that's somewhat. Is it wrong to say that's deflating?
No, you're right.
I mean, it's deflating. Not only as a fan, but I would imagine at times, like as a member of that team, it's deflating because unfortunately, I'm not sure Nebraska right now has a guy that can deliver the mail, and that's not coming at Heinrich Harburg or trying to, but at some point, like you just said, Rico, you need, and as Mike Loxley just talked about, and this Maryland team was a team that started 5-0. As a team, at some point you need guys around him to step up. But then in addition, it's the coaches understanding, hey, we just need to figure out, it's less about scheme and more about just getting the ball into the hands of the playmakers. Because sometimes, and we saw it earlier in the season, at times Nebraska's offense tried to do a lot of unique things. Whether that's, and what I mean by unique, I guess, is the cliche term for it is they tried to get cute. Like they did. Yeah. They did. And Nebraska's offense wasn't dynamic enough and isn't dynamic enough and doesn't have enough playmakers right now. They have a lot of potential playmakers, but in terms of consistent and playmakers that have had the body of work and exemplified that consistently, unfortunately, Nebraska doesn't have that right now. And that's okay. You can still win. This isn't us trying to say that Nebraska's there's a no chance that Nebraska wins games with these guys, because that's not true at all. But it just makes it a little more difficult, and you have to adjust to your team, and you have to adjust to the guys that you have out there. And whether that's replacing guys that you're sending out to block, whether that's replacing guys or just subbing, not permanent, just subbing guys that you're throwing the ball to on a screen, what you're asking of guys, like Heinrich Harburg tomorrow, Maryland, here's the deal. Like Maryland, at the end of the day, last week gave up 114 yards up the middle, rushing. And a bulk of those were from Drew Aller, the Penn State quarterback. So now, tomorrow, if you're Nebraska, you're sitting here going, okay, Heinrich, we need you to be as decisive as ever. We need you to be Northern Illinois and Louisiana Tech decisive tomorrow against Maryland.
Go out there, have fun, and run through somebody's face.
I suppose so. If you want to put a quote to it.
Yeah.
So, but same thing needs to be said for Emmett Johnson. And on the flip side, those opportunities need to be given to those guys. Not that it hasn't necessarily been given to Heinrich Harburg. He's rushed the ball the most amount of times. He has the most rushing yards on the roster, and all be all, right? But then if you look at Emmett Johnson, and even if tomorrow's Anthony Grant or whoever it is, you need to be able to get them into a rhythm so that they can actually make something happen. Because as Nebraska fans know from years and years of this, it feels like taking a guy out after he's gotten a couple productive runs has not necessarily helped his case or Nebraska's case in years past. I'm not trying to question, and I want to make this very clear. I'm not questioning Nebraska's use of personnel. I'm not questioning Nebraska's use of or in decision making with substitutions. Maybe there's something else going on. But at the end of the day, I think there's a lot of people out here that think Emmett Johnson is a clear RB1 and might not feel like he's getting treated like a true RB1.
I mean, we talk about getting the ball in your playmakers' hands. It's a lot easier to get the ball into your running backs' hands than it is your wide receivers, because you can just turn around and hand the ball off. You can pitch it to them. You can, outsides. You can do all of these things to get them the ball. And for whatever reason, Nebraska has refused to do that and has kept it in Heinrich's hands.
Yep.
Whether it's whether it's on an option and he just decides not to pitch it or whatever it's on, the ball's in Heinrich's hands and he's running it more often than not. So if you want to talk about getting your playmakers the ball, you need to make an attempt to get your playmakers the ball. And you have two pretty solid playmakers at running back. Turn around, hand the ball off to him, and like Nick said, let him get into a zone. You don't have to run Heinrich Harburg 30 times. Let your running backs do something. And then you sprinkle in some Heinrich Harburg, and it's even more effective. And then maybe you get some short passes. Maybe you let him use his strong arm, and just chuck it down the field to one of the speed demons that you have on the outside, and Malachi Coleman, Jalen Lloyd, Jaden Doss, all of those guys. They can stretch the field. All of a sudden, the safeties are moving back. Guess what? Thomas Fedoni and his big body right there in the middle. You get that former roommate or current roommate connection. I don't know if they're roommates right now or if they were roommates, whatever it is. But again, you have options all over the field, whether they're young, inexperienced, or whatever. They are here because they are good at playing football, or at least you believe that they were good at playing football. Get them the ball and let them show you why you brought them in. It's as simple as that. And again, it's easier said than done, but that's why you have the job.
So once again, 402-464-5685, the Honda Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line. How about this statistic? In the last 3 games, Maryland is -8 in the turnover battle. Nebraska on the season is -12 in the turnover battle. You look at
who's going to win the turnover battle,
and that's a big part tomorrow.
That's
right.
That is disgusting.
That's a huge part tomorrow. That's why I kind of opened the segment with look at these parallels, right? Because Nebraska has not held onto the ball, no matter who the quarterback is. Here's what I want to get to a point also, is that has Heinrich Harburg won games? Absolutely. And frankly, Nebraska is in bowl contention because of who they're and because they made a quarterback change. But now it's also important to be realistic and to assess the situation with not wearing rose-colored glasses and say, you know what? Look, Nebraska, this is the turnover issue was not a quarterback problem. It is a program issue. This is a Nebraska team issue.
It's weird
because Nebraska is -12 this season in the turnover battle. Maryland is +1 on the year.
Oh, good for them.
But -8 in the last 3 games. So that's pretty remarkable. This is also a Maryland team.
They started this season hot.
This is a Maryland team that started 5-0. They've lost 4 straight. And frankly, if you're Maryland here, you want to get this win pretty bad against the Huskers, because your 2 remaining games, Michigan at home, but you still don't feel great.
It's Michigan.
Right? And then you have to travel to Piscataway to face Rutgers.
Gross.
So one of these teams going to be six wins tomorrow, but one of them still searching after tomorrow morning's game. Make sure you get your subscriptions to Peacock if you have not gotten some already.
You said that they're +1 right now. They're -8 in the last 4.
Yes.
So they were +9 in their first 5 games.
Yeah.
Man, what a world. That would be so much fun.
-8 in the last 3.
They
committed 4 on Saturday, 0 against Northwestern. Northwestern in that game, by the way, turned the ball over 6 times and still won the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then the previous game before that, Maryland went -4.
So they were +9 in their first 5 games.
There you go.
That would be fun.
All right, there it is. Let's go ahead and take our break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Zack Carpenter of Inside Nebraska as we wrap things up on a Friday, right back on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Whether you're looking for a place to stay for a concert at PBA, a Nebraska home game, or just a night on the town, the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket is the place for you. Enjoy an evening at one of many restaurants or bars within a short walking distance. Business travelers at the hotel will enjoy free high-speed internet access, a 24-hour business center, and large in-room workstations. And check out the Bistro, where you'll enjoy healthier food and beverage options, as well as high-tech conveniences. Book your room today at the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln will have you scoring big on savings with up to $3,000 off CF Moto side-by-sides and ATVs. Whether you're looking for a work-tough U-Force or a performance-ready Z-Force, CF Moto has a machine made for you all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location. And don't miss their Black Saturday sales event on November 25th with doorbusters and specials throughout the store. Visit their website, elwaypslincoln.com, for more details. Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Warm and cool, comfort and confidence. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
This isn't the real Caesar's Palace, is it?
What do you mean?
Did Caesar live here?
No.
I didn't think so.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, your home for Husker football pregame action tomorrow. 8 a.m., the start of everything with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. I promise we will not have Rico on the board. My goodness.
I should be.
Let's go to the Allo VIP line. The VIP line brought to you by Allo Fiber, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with a local heart. I guess before we do, I have to shout out Omaha Steaks because the holidays are right around the corner, and now is the best time to think about the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Whether you're shopping for family and friends or employees and clients, Omaha Steaks can help you skip the guesswork with gourmet gifts they're guaranteed to love. How about this? For a limited time, save 50% site-wide when you shop this 93.7 The Ticket exclusive. Plus, you get 8 free pure ground filet mignon burgers with qualifying orders, and every purchase is backed by their unconditional money-back guarantee. You can simply go to omahasteaks.com/theticket for this delicious deal. And Rico, it even got better today because Omaha Steaks dropped off coolers for us here at the station. So there's coolers of meat back in our production studio for us, and we really appreciate Omaha Steaks. But make sure you go online to omahasteaks.com/theticket for the delicious deal. And you can also get 8 free pure ground filet mignon burgers with your qualifying order. So with that, let's bring in Zack Carpenter of Inside Nebraska. Zack, are you going to be willing to get me Omaha Steaks for Christmas?
I thought we were working on the Inside Nebraska comp subscription first.
Oh, that's right. We were. That's right. How could I forget? Yes.
Maybe whenever your birthday is, we'll work on the Omaha steak. I have to have an Omaha steak myself. I gotta try it. I still haven't had one, but after hearing your guys' ad read, I already picked up the keys. I'm headed out the door now.
Hey, Zach, speaking of birthdays and Christmas, my birthday is next week and Christmas is coming up. So I'll take the Inside Nebraska and the steaks, please and thank you.
I'm not getting you a birthday present.
No, I didn't say.
We're only talking about Nick. We said we're gonna go get some beer sometime. I'm like, yeah, and Rico can come along too.
He did say that. I have the text messages that he said that Rico can come along.
All right, whatever.
If you can find a babysitter.
If you get a sitter.
Yeah. All right, Zach. Hey,
it's ridiculous.
It's the Terps and the Huskers tomorrow. Thankfully, we don't need a Peacock subscription because we'll be in the stadium. But here's the deal. Both these teams have a really tough time holding on to the pigskin. I mean, when you look at this game, is that just the biggest key? Like, just hold on to the football tomorrow?
Yeah, it is. And that's what is kind of tough, kind of sucks, honestly, is like each week when you're breaking down the game, analyzing the game that Nebraska's in, it gets boring to just say the same thing over and over. Like, key to the game, take care of the ball. Like, take care of the ball, don't turn it over. The chances are, look at the whole season, chances are that Nebraska's going to have a chance to win the game and probably win that game if they do. But that's why each week it's like I'll write about all these different things and then like throw in as a footnote. And, oh, yeah, all of those 1,000 words I just said, it comes with the caveat, like you can't turn it over. You can't fumble it 5 times and lose it 4 times. You can't throw 2 picks and have another fumble. So, I think it is. Yeah, that's a huge key. And on Nebraska's side, I think you have to assume they're going to have at least 2 or 3 turnovers. It's happened almost every game this season. So on the other side, how do you neutralize that? How do you neutralize those explosive plays from Maryland? How do you neutralize your own turnovers? Is getting some takeaways yourself. And so I think that's at the backbone of the game. That's what it comes down to.
I guess, Zach, when you look at Nebraska, I asked this question to our listeners in the first segment on the tail end, and I want to ask you this question. Maryland head coach Mike Locksley said earlier this week that when they're in their slump, like Hemby, their running back, only got the ball, I think, 7 or 8 times last week in a 51-15 loss to Penn State. Like in Nebraska, towards the end of that Michigan State game, it just didn't feel like they really knew who they wanted to go to. Who is the go-to guy in crunch time for Nebraska? Because I think a lot of people would be like, hey, Emmett Johnson looks really, really talented, but just in a very small sample size. And there's a lot of potential everywhere else on the field. So I guess I'll ask you the question, in crunch time, where does Nebraska go? Who do they turn to?
Well, first off, it's been Heinrich Haarberg for the most part. He's the one who popped off for that 43-yard run. He's a quarterback. He had the ball in his hands, but he's the one running those quarterback runs at the end of the game to try to ice it away. Yeah, Emmett Johnson ended the Northwestern game. He was running the ball, but and the Purdue game to ice it away. So it's like that. It's sort of that 1-2 punch, but it's not a consistent one. You're right. But as far as trying to find another option, like if you have to go to the throw game to win games, you saw it there at the end. It was Malachi Coleman who was becoming the go-to guy. I mean, he had the 30-yarder to kickstart the one drive. You're down 20-10, and then you have the defensive PI, which was a PI, but it wasn't, or wasn't, but it was, however you want to phrase it. Malachi was the downfield target then. Then the interception where Thomas Fedoni was the target the next play. So you have Malachi in those spots, like as a go-to receiving option, and also Jaden Doss. Like I tracked last week while watching the game. I was tracking Jaden Doss's targets, and they all came in gotta have it situations. I think he had 4 targets, 3 officially because the first one was a target on first down. The other 2 were targets on third down, and the first one was a first and goal where he was targeted in the end zone, and then the 4th target, which wasn't official, was on the last drive of the game where you're trying to go down and take a game-tying field goal, and there was a penalty on a hold against Doss, so that target didn't count. But you're looking at receivers that are sprouting up. I mean, they're clearly, I think, developing Malachi and Jaden to be those go-to targets. And I'm excited to see. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I don't know if it'll happen tomorrow. I don't know what happened in Wisconsin or Iowa. Maybe it doesn't happen until next year. But I think those 2 guys are developing into a couple of go-to options. It's sort of what the season is about, is development and growth and going through some growing pains. Hopefully you win a good number of football games along the way.
We're hanging out with Zack Carpenter of Inside Nebraska here on the Allo VIP line. And Zach, I guess when you look at Nebraska's just upcoming slate here, it's not the most difficult by any means in terms of opponents, but I guess Nebraska needs to kind of get out of Nebraska's own way. And if Nebraska is unable to get the job done tomorrow, I guess just how uncomfortable could it get around here? Just kind of like the disappointment side of things, I guess.
Yeah, isn't that so funny? Like Nebraska's main issue over during the Scott Frost era was shooting itself in the foot and not being able to get out of its own way. And it's doing the same thing this year, but they've been able to survive those self-inflicted shocks, like because of the defense. I mean, the defense is getting it done. And then, I mean, against Michigan State, they lost the exact same type of game that they had just won 3 times in a row. So it's like, oh, okay, chicken's coming home to roost a little bit. But yeah, to answer your original question, it's just, I mean, I think keisters are going to get a little tighter and around here. If you're going into that last 2 game stretch at 5-5, I mean, they've lost 9 games in a row to Wisconsin. You're going up to Madison at night, Saturday night primetime game in that atmosphere at Camp Randall. Then you're welcoming in Iowa, which, I mean, it's probably going to score. Iowa's probably going to score 7 points against you and have a chance to win at the end, like 7-3 or 7-6, because that's how it's been going this year and last year, which drives you crazy. So yeah, I mean, things are going to get tight, and it's going to be, start sweating a little bit and start sort of getting fidgety in your seat if you're 5-5, because I think if it was a 5-7 season, if that's how it ends, like looking back, like at the beginning of the year, maybe you take it.
Yeah. Like
not the beginning of the year, before the year started, maybe you take it. And then after the first 2 games, it's like, we're going to be 5-7. Like, okay, it's not as bad as it could be, but then things change. Expectations change as the season goes. And when you win 5 of the next 6, 5 of the last 7 now, then you start thinking what could be, especially in a down year for a Big Ten West that's always down, like bizarre year for a division that's always bizarre. It's on the table for you to win. It's on the table for you to go to Indy. So I think all of those circumstances play into it as well. Like, yeah, it'd be pretty disappointing to finish this year out 5-7.
Yeah. When you look at tomorrow's matchup between the Huskers and the Terps, I guess, how do you see this one unfolding? Is Nebraska, one of the teams is going to be bowl eligible by the time they leave the stadium tomorrow? How is it Nebraska? How does Nebraska, in addition to the things that we talked about in the first in the start of this conversation, I mean, is it really just kind of hope that the weather slows down Maryland's passing attack and Nebraska gets to the quarterback and just scores enough? Like, because this feels like, once again, another game where it's probably going to be a 3-point differential or less than a touchdown, really.
Well, you brought me on the radio to analyze Nebraska Maryland, and then you asked me the question I was fearing is, hey, Zach, analyze the Nebraska Maryland game.
Yeah, I know. How dare I?
Because I have battled back and forth all week. This is the game this year where I know like the two most likely scenarios and how like the outcomes that happen, like with how the game's going to go, but it's the least confident I've been when assessing a game throughout the week, because I just keep going back and forth. Like on our bold predictions video that we did that went up on Thursday, I predicted Maryland 28, Nebraska 13, that this passing offense, I just think they're going to hit those explosive plays, and Nebraska has not come up with those takeaways. They've been so close so many times, but they haven't gotten them. And it's like, if you don't, then I just don't think that they're going to be able to neutralize those, like I was talking about earlier, neutralize those explosive plays from the Maryland passing game and Nebraska's own turnovers. But then I keep talking myself into it, like, well, you see 15, 20-mile-an-hour winds coming from the south, and we saw how that affected Purdue's passing game. Led to a Tommy Hill interception, a couple other balls that wobbled or died in the air. It's like, well, if it's the same situation, then that's going to take a lot of the bite out of that Maryland passing game. And then I just did a deep dive on research for bold predictions. I mean, I did our write-up then, and I changed my prediction and how I'm seeing it going. My gut feeling keeps flip-flopping because I talked myself into a Nebraska win, 23-20. That's my now official prediction.
Okay.
Just because, I mean, looking back on it, drop some stats on me that you guys might know. Probably already know, but if you don't, just act surprised. That Talia in the last 3 years, so 21 season, 22, and now this season, Maryland's 5-14 in October and November games under with Talia Tagovailoa as the quarterback.
Okay.
And they're 2-7. That includes 2-7 on the road and 0-14 against teams with winning records. So they have not beaten a team with a winning record in the months of October, November with Talia as the quarterback. And he has, in November, he's thrown 5 interceptions and has 36 sacks taken in those last 3 years, including 6 last week, 6 sacks the week before. In the end, my prevailing gut feeling is like this Maryland program is not built to win in November. And it's definitely not built to win Big Ten West games in November, especially if they're going on the road. Like, so if they beat Nebraska 5-4 Huskers team tomorrow, it's going to be the first time they've beaten a team that has a winning record in that time span, which is just crazy to me.
That is wild.
Nebraska's really good at breaking records.
And the 5 wins, by the way, 4 of them came against Indiana and Rutgers, and the other was Michigan State.
Wow. Well, here's what I'll say, Zach. I'm even more curious and interested to see how Nebraska starts, because if you remember the last 2 games at home that Nebraska started, one of them was the interception. Well, it was the catastrophe against Northwestern that ended up in then Heinrich Harburg interception. And then it was the, once again, catastrophe on the opening kickoff that ended up in a Purdue interception as well. So we'll see what happens tomorrow in Memorial Stadium. And Nebraska can orchestrate a positive first drive.
Yeah, it's this. You almost wish that Mark Whipple could come back just to do the first drive.
Come on.
The scripted first drive, and then like, all right, deuces, I'm out of here. Like, all right, someone else take over. Because if you get off to that good start like they did last year and seemingly every game, it's like, okay, yeah, they're up 7-0. Oh, they're up 7-0 again. 7-0 again this week.
Yep.
Like Rules talked about the need for this team to get out to a good start, to get it self-confident. It's like, man, wish you had just, if there's one thing you could take, there's one thing from last year that you could take. Maybe you pick that.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. All right, Zach, we'll go on and let you go, get you out of here. Appreciate the time as always. Hopefully at this time next week when we're talking Nebraska's bowl eligible, my man.
Yeah, maybe we're talking about a trip to Indy still. Who knows?
Oh, hello. All right, there we go. All right, Zach, see you later.
Later, guys.
There he is, Zack Carpenter, Inside Nebraska. Appreciate the time as always from him. Joining us on the Allo VIP line brought to you by Allo Fiber, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with a local heart. All right, it's 1:54 p.m. It's Friday afternoon. You know what time it is.
What time is it?
Weekend Picks time. We do them next with Austin Strick, Rico, and myself right now, right here on the Happy Hour. You're listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When you think of places with tons of great beer selections and amazing food menu in Omaha, the conversation should start and end with Bärschen Beer Garden in Benson. With more than 30 beers on tap, including several German options, you're sure to find something you like. And don't forget their Nashville hot chicken sandwich or any of their delicious hamburgers. Start off with the warm house-made pretzels and you're on to a great day at Bärschen Beer Garden in the heart of Benson in Omaha.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for high-quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
When it comes to tackling your fall projects, having the right equipment can make a huge difference. At Sunbelt Rentals, they have an extensive line of tools and equipment to help complete any job. From lawn and landscape equipment to hand tools, pressure washers, portable generators for you tailgaters, and much more. Sunbelt Rentals makes it easy to get what you need when you need it. Drop in to see the experts at 5450 Alvo Road in Lincoln, or visit sunbeltrentals.com today to learn how Sunbelt Rentals can make it happen for you.
Vershawn Jackson for Brant Excavating. Brant's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brant is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brant Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to brantexcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brant Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brant.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
It takes a great game plan to win a football game each week, and right now, it's time to plan a trip to get a new car at Mullen Motors. Just like on the football field, there's a wall of defense on the way to Mullen Motors. 48th Street is under construction from Layton all the way to Cornhusker Highway. But the lot at Mullen Motors is full of tons of great vehicles to drive home this fall for the ultimate touchdown. Mullen Motors, still open through road construction at 48th and Walker.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Welcome to Sue's Frame Shop.
Yes, can you frame these, please?
These are Nebraska Lottery Holiday Classic Scratch tickets.
I know. Isn't the classic Christmas artwork on them just charming? Now, be sure not to smudge it when you frame them.
But if you scratch them and enter non-winning tickets online, you could win up to $20,000.
Give me those. Here's a quarter. Let's start scratching.
Promotion ends January 3rd, 2024. Top prize odds vary by game.
You play Lucky for life, don't you?
Yeah, love it. Chance to win $1,000 a day for the rest of my life.
How does it work?
Choose 6 numbers and buy a ticket.
Then what?
Check your numbers after the nightly drawing to see if you've won.
Whoa, slow down. You lost me there.
Choose 6 numbers.
6 numbers, got it.
Check the drawing.
Whoa, how do you remember all that?
Just lucky, I guess.
Lucky for life, top prize odds, 1 in 30 million.
Whether you're looking for a place to stay for a concert at PBA, a Nebraska home game, or just a night on the town, the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket is the place for you. Enjoy an evening at one of many restaurants or bars within a short walking distance. Business travelers at the hotel will enjoy free high-speed internet access, a 24-hour business center, and large in-room workstations. And check out the bistro, where you'll enjoy healthier food and beverage options, as well as high-tech conveniences. Book your room today at the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, expecting lots of sunshine to go along with light winds. We'll see a high of around 54. Tonight, we'll see increasing cloud cover on the low around 36. And tomorrow, apart from a slight chance of sprinkles, only cloudy skies, low breezy conditions are expected too. We'll see a high of around 59. Meteorologist Kyle Fleck for 93.7 Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
Even before you start. That was a preemptive shh.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I already had someone created in my image. He's evil, he wants to take over the world, and he fits easily into most overhead storage bins.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Crazy what happens when one guy controls all the buttons and everybody else wants to be rude. Actually, you know what? What's up, Austin?
Hey, Rico, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
I like your get-up today. Very well coordinated.
Thank you. You know, I do what I can.
You pulled off.
Are you done being rude? Don't hit buttons.
I know how to
Don't
touch
hit
it
buttons.
now. I know where I'm
Don't
at.
hit buttons.
I can control the board nowadays.
Welcome back into the happy hour.
Wow.
It's Rico
Don't
Austin.
wow me. There's a lot of emotion.
It's Rico Austin. Oh my gosh, it's Eric Strickland.
Stop.
You're a mess. Nick, I'm telling you, all fair shenanigans, they go on in here.
Anyway, it's time for weekend picks. Rico, do we have the music pulled up? Or were you? There you go. Perfect. I was about to say something because I really didn't think he had the music pulled up. Anyway,
oh boy,
we ready?
Are we gonna keep being mean?
No.
Or are we done?
We're nice.
No. It's Strick and I against the world, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
I need more victories. I need more wins.
All right, it's weekend's picks. Once again, Strick went 7-5 last week. So did Rico, but Rico wasn't here on Monday.
So it doesn't count. Take off his record.
Yeah. So
Vacated wins.
We actually flip-flop because he was absent, so he went 5-7.
Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh loading the bus, by the way, guys. He's on the bus.
I was going to ask that the side bet. Does Jim Harbaugh make the trip to Penn State? Yes or no?
Well, they said
I will hammer the yes.
They said he's going to be there one way or another. I'm like, what? I don't know what that means.
Oh, I do have to tell you guys, we did have
turned down all of our rights.
I didn't know which one it was. Woo!
I do have to tell you guys, we did have a push during Shootout with Strick yesterday.
No way.
Yes, our tiebreaker question, since the Curtis, I think it was, played, he lost, and we gave the $30 away with the tiebreaker question.
Okay.
So Strick gave the number, and someone actually said push. Now, Strick's number was close, but not quite on.
I just missed
so
it
the
by
under
two.
hit, but we did have a push in Shootout with Strick
That's
yesterday.
incredible. Once again, the push, it works for 5 points.
I'm proud of everyone.
You can get 5 wins with the push. All right, let's start it off. Number 3, Michigan travels to number 10, Penn State. This is big noon kickoff. Michigan is a 4-point favorite in Happy Valley. I'm taking the Nittany Lions. I'll just say it right now. I'll start leading with my pick.
Okay.
Go ahead, Rico.
I really want to put. No, I don't want to push. I also like Penn State.
Okay.
Them suckers are just they're just the ones that always will let me down, man.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, I want to go with them, but boy, oh boy, they'll let you down in a minute. They're worse than the Cowboys sometimes. To me.
Oh, the
Similar
Cowboys
colors
are on here.
Gosh darn it, so
How
much
about
turmoil.
We should really have a timer. It's like
I need a
it's
pass, bro. I need a pass.
Okay,
Let me
pass.
come back.
Okay,
come back.
pass. All right, Austin.
Michigan.
Okay.
Super lock.
Ooh,
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
All right. Number 18, Utah. We'll come back to that, Strick. Number 18, Utah travels to number 5, Washington. This is 2:30 p.m. on Fox. Washington is a 9-point favorite.
It's a trap game.
Utah has themselves a beautiful defense, a not so good offense. Washington and Michael Penix and his Heisman Trophy campaign falls to the Utes.
Are you saying they
They
win?
lose?
The Utes cover. No, the
They
Utes
just cover. Okay,
the Utes cover. They're not going to win.
Austin.
Utah covers, Washington wins. Utah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Strick.
I think on this one, I'm going to go with Washington.
Okay. I'm going to take Washington as well. All right. Actually, this is probably the game I'm most excited about this
Missouri,
weekend.
Tennessee.
Number 13, Tennessee travels
I know
to
you.
number 14, Missouri. Missouri is a 2.5-point underdog
Mhm.
at 2:30 p.m. on CBS. I'm going to take the Tigers.
CBS
I'm going
CVS?
Tigers.
CBS. I'm
Okay.
taking Missouri.
Missouri,
I,
Stricky.
I think Missouri wins, but I'm just going to take them to cover here.
Missouri, Stricky.
I took Missouri yesterday, but with the gusto you guys are doing it, I feel like I should go Tennessee now.
Okay.
Tennessee.
Good old Rocky Top.
Okay.
Peyton Manning, baby.
All right.
He's back.
Sorry, what was that?
How about this? Rutgers
Missouri can't.
travels to Iowa City. The Iowa Hawkeyes, who are ranked 22nd
This game
in the
is
country,
disgusting.
are a 1-point favorite. So basically, it's a pick 'em. This game is at 2:30 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. By the way, the over/under is the lowest in college football history at 28.5.
I saw it dip at some places to 27.5 too.
Okay, well, we'll make it 27.5. Do we think it hits? Well, first of all, who's the winner? I'm taking Rutgers.
What's Nebraska favored by?
Well, this
Or
is Nebraska's game.
Iowa favored by?
This
1.
is Iowa's favored by 1.
Push.
Are you serious?
He's doing it.
Are you
He's doing
serious?
it. Yes.
Why the hell not?
Wow.
Okay.
I'll lose all the points. I don't care.
Iowa by 1. All right, there you go. All right, so there's that. Austin.
Stricky goes with Rutgers.
Nice, Strick.
I got Iowa just because I don't trust Gavin Wimsatt enough.
Okay, cool. How about the over/under? Should we just make the side bet over/under?
May as
Okay,
well.
fine.
Yeah.
How
Under.
about this? I'm gonna take the over.
Nice.
Under.
Under. Okay. Austin.
Yeah, under.
Okay. Strick.
Also,
Well,
while we
you're
wait
looking-
for Stricky
you're
to do
hoping-
some
you're hoping
math.
for 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns basically.
10-9, baby. That's what I'm hoping for.
Jeez.
Or
6 to 5.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
three
go.
field goals and a
I'm
safety.
gonna go under 2, man.
Okay. How about that? This is an opportunity to get some points for myself. All right.
Can our
Now-
side? I really wanted our side bet to be number of completed passes by Iowa's
I
quarterback.
would have loved that. That could be probably for the Nebraska game. All right, Strick, you need to make the decision. Number 3, Michigan at number 10, Penn State. Michigan a 4-point favorite on the road.
We do have a Michigan update as well from former assistant coach Biff Poggi.
Oh, I did see
Yeah.
that. Yep.
Biff.
I did see that.
now the head
And
coach.
Quorum's playing. Is Quorum playing?
No. He has to. This
is some trouble with him?
Yeah,
No,
Quorum
Blake-
has a business.
Blake
with-
Corum's chill. He's good.
He's good to go?
Whatever his dude.
Maybe.
I'm going Michigan.
All right.
Every single time.
So what?
Okay. Let's go to the NFL.
They love me.
Okay, to the NFL.
Ooh, Eric Strickland.
The
LL Cool S.
Ooh, oh my gosh, Eric Strickland. It's the Indianapolis Colts at the New England Patriots. Well, it's not at the Patriots. This is in overseas. The Colts are a 2.5-point favorite. 8:30 a.m. kickoff.
Hammer him for the shoe, baby.
So Colts.
Yep.
Okay. Rico.
I don't like you right now.
I think I'm going with my partner on
Let's
that one.
go. Do it, Stricky.
I want the Colts to win. I don't think the Colts win. Therefore, Patriots.
I'm taking the Patriots as well. All right. In the matchup of the 4-4 Texans against the 5-3 Bengals, the Bengals are a 6.5-point favorite in Cincinnati. CJ Stroud looks really good.
Cincinnati. Super lock.
Ooh.
Okay.
Because CJ Stroud's a career loser, is that why?
Career loser CJ
When
Stroud.
am I going to get my apology for that, by the way?
You never will because he's not because he's a career loser.
Okay.
He's 4-4. What are you talking about?
I got the Texans.
He's the rookie of the year.
I think I'm going to go Texans to cover.
I'm going to take the Texans as well.
Congratulations on winning rookie of the year.
So wins. Okay, cool. Giants at the Cowboys. The Cowboys are a 17-point favorite.
Holy bananas.
At home against New York. Is it Tommy DeVito
Should
starting?
be Tommy DeVito.
Former Illinois Fighting Illini and Syracuse Orange quarterback Tommy DeVito is starting for the New York Giants.
Depends on how mad the Cowboys are after getting shellacked.
Tommy DeVito throwing passes to Wan'Dale Robinson. Who would have thought?
Who are you taking, Rico?
I guess I'll take the Cowboys. I don't know.
Austin?
That's a
I really
disgusting
want
number.
to, but I don't think I can. I'll take the G-Men.
All right.
That's a gross number with your second
I say the same thing. That's a lot of points.
That is a lot of points.
I'm going to go G-Men.
All right, I'm
to
gonna
cover.
take the Cowboys. I think they win by 21. Falcons at the Cardinals. The Cardinals are a 2-point underdog.
Falcons.
Okay.
Your boy comes back too,
Guys,
right?
guys.
Call of Duty weekend.
Guys,
Falcons all day.
Before you think about anything, Call of Duty came out today.
I'm going to Falcons.
You're taking Falcons, Austin?
Yep, I am.
I am going to take the Cardinals.
You're going to
Okay.
lose.
This is when Kyler Murray proves everybody wrong. I heard Modern Warfare 3 sucks. He doesn't like it either.
Desmond Riddler does suck. I'm going Cardinals. Bro.
All right.
Switch that, bro.
All right.
he
Sunday
sucks.
night football.
Badly.
The Jets at the Raiders. They had an opportunity to flex this game and they did not.
Chose not to.
They could have flexed the Lions Chargers in prime time, but they didn't. Jets at the Raiders. Raiders are a 1-point favorite at home. I'm taking the Jets.
Raiders.
Okay.
Raiders.
Over under 3.5 times they show Aaron Rodgers throwing pregame.
Strick.
Jeez, do I got to count on Zach Wilson?
Yes, you do.
Raiders.
Okay. Man, I got to figure this out. All right. Cut it.
Cut the beat.
Thank you. Maryland. Nebraska. Maryland. 2-point favorite at Nebraska. 11 a.m. kick on Peacock. What are our thoughts?
Sirs, as the season progressed, I thought that Maryland...
Here we go. Rico's taking the Terps.
I thought that Maryland would pose a very good battle for Nebraska. I do not believe it will be a great battle, but I do believe that the Terps will remain on top and that they will beat the not-so-vaunted Cornhuskers.
Okay. Rico's taking Maryland to cover the 2.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, comes into Lincoln, Nebraska and throws the ball with that much success and 20-mile-an-hour winds
All
down
right.
on the field at Memorial Stadium. Skurs, baby.
Okay.
I'm 20-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah, I might have to go Skurs on that one.
I'm going to take Nebraska, and guess what?
Super locking it?
Super locking
He's doing it.
for
I'm
Nebraska.
super locking Missouri.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
that was the other one I was thinking of,
Okay.
Strick. I was wanting to. All right.
Can I change my super lock to the Raiders?
Nope. I'm sorry.
Or not the Raiders. Who's playing the Cardinals again? Just
Atlanta.
whoever's. Yeah, whoever's playing the
Atlanta.
Cardinals.
Okay. So you want to change it from the Bengals over the Texans?
You would rather super lock Call of Duty Kyler rather than career loser CJ Stroud.
No. You can look at it this way. You'd rather
and you have a push in there.
No, time out. You'd rather hold on. You'd rather super lock Desmond Ridder and a coach that doesn't hand the ball off to Bijan Robinson over Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Oof. You know, when you put it like that, it sounds ridiculous.
Which is why you're doing it. Okay, there it is. Finalized. They're in the vault.
Yep, the laptop's closed.
There it is. Falcons are super locked for Rico.
I regret nothing as long as I hit that push.
Hey, I mean, a lot can happen. All right, what's coming up on the show today, gentlemen?
We're going to start off with a couple interesting questions from people on post game last night after Nebraska and Florida A&M. I answered them to the best of my ability, but hey, I have a Husker Hall of Famer and a 9-year NBA vet with me, so getting Stricky's opinion on that stuff. Husker football versus Maryland, little Veterans Day shout out as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, weekend in college football. We might just loop NFL in there as too. Huge college basketball weekend. Huge night tonight. There's a reason I'm decked out.
Exactly. Your
Duke
boys
Zona.
against Arizona.
From us here on the Happy Hour, happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. That'll do it for us, though. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Rico and I will talk to you on the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show on the block coming up next.
Adios.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC.